It's time to roll the sleeves up for the Tigers. They face a side who have already put them to the sword twice this season in the Championship. The playoffs, however, bring new and unscripted excitement, and for the large travelling support from East Yorkshire, they'll be hoping for a similar scenario to when they went to Watford 8 years ago, when the Tigers begun their quest to the promised land of English football, the Barclays Premier League. Robertson getting the ball into the path of Diarmi. The rebound will be kind to Hernandez as they brought it in play, and the first chance sitting up for Abel Hernandez, maybe just a little bit too much. So we'll leave this one for Odebajo, the Egyptian international, who of course scored one of his greatest goals in playoff football in the final for Leyton Orient. Huddleston, the cut back inside, he'll lay it off to El Mohammadi. Invitation to cross, little deflection, so it'll hang in the air. Snodgrass will try and shoot. Huddleston on the edge of the area, but he shoots wide. The Tigers' number 8. Ball floated forward again. Johnson trying to head it into a good position. Snodgrass was possibly pushed over there, and then another strong challenge comes in from Livermore. Robertson trying this time, but Derby still continue to come forward. Neil Swarbrick had his arm up and the whistle had gone for a free kick, and meanwhile in the centre, Johnny Russell feeling the effects of the aerial challenge. Odebajo in close quarters, marking him up. Hughes into the centre, lovely 1-2 stuff this from Derby, and the touch is unkind in the centre. Huddleston the available man. Odebajo, the layoff to El Mohammadi, he'll give it back. That's a nasty challenge from Olsen. 0% of the ball, and Neil Swarbrick is going to get the yellow card out. And the first booking of the afternoon. That was a pretty reckless challenge. Odebajo taking the ball away from him. Odebajo's got acres of space on the edge of the penalty area. Swerved in, and then the flick on, but wide of the target from Hernandez. But the opportunity, if they fancied it, just to play it short to Odebajo, he was unmarked totally, and of course he likes a long-range shot. Hughes. Here he is again, and the opportunity for the Tigers to pressurise here. Hernandez charging down on Carson. Ince will flick it on. Dawson. Block from Bryson, that invites Jakupovic to come a fair distance. Olsen winning the header ahead of Livermore, but he's got the ball to Hernandez, and he will shoot! Abel Hernandez strikes for the Tigers in the playoffs. An incredible low-range shot from Hernandez, and quite possibly against the run of play, but Derby have not taken their chances. Hull have weathered the storm, and they have made Derby pay. You have to give full appreciation as well to Jake Livermore for what he did in the build-up, winning the ball back, the little touch into Hernandez, and all he had to do was shoot low, and he has delivered and has put the Tigers 1-0 up. It's the perfect place to be in the first leg of an away playoff tie. 1-0 up after half an hour to the Tigers. Minutes of normal time in the first half remain. Ince. Derby once again creating the move on the edge of the area, but it's given away. Odebajo, round 2 players, he'll continue his run, use that energetic pace, and he's still on his feet. Can he now work the ball into the penalty area? Odebajo still going, and a great challenge comes in from the man who was once employed by the Tigers, Tom Ince, tracking back and stopping Odebajo in his tracks. The Tigers have grown in confidence and they're getting forward countless passes, and they could pick apart the defence. It's Diame. Great creative move from the Tigers, but it didn't have the perfect reward. But that was very crisply done. Robertson starting to involve himself a little bit more now as the Tigers try and go from right to left. But Odebajo, who's been a shining star so far in this game, could have another involvement here. Cross supplied, searching for Diame. Snodgrass will keep it under Tigers' control. El Mohammadi and Robertson waiting. They were available options. Here's Livermore, looking for someone to pass to. Odebajo. He'll shoot it in! Not one deflection, but possibly two. And Hull City have got to before half-time. You wouldn't have expected this a quarter of an hour ago in this fixture. The Derby fans heading for the exits for half-time. Odebajo on the edge of the area. The shot coming in, and then a couple of ricochets in the penalty area, totally throwing Carson off guard. And the Tigers are now 2-0 to the good. What a scenario to be in. And it's the same scenario as 8 years ago. The Tigers are 2 up in the first half of the away leg of the playoffs. Played in, and the header was not too far away. And Davis with his arms apart, possibly thinking that there could have been a corner of some nature, but that's the perfect start really for the second half for the Tigers, getting up into the penalty area, getting set pieces, and they weren't too far away. And we've surpassed an hour, and Snodgrass lining this one up. This is Snodgrass over the wall and then turned behind, and another corner then for the Tigers. Carson would probably have had that one covered as Snodgrass got it over the wall, and it probably would have been a nice height for the goalkeeper, to be honest, for him to smother. Ince gets away from Diame. Christie. A little bit of sting taken out of the cross. Jakupovic comes to punch. Unsuccessful, so Derby with an invitation again to shoot from range, but it's wide of the target. Jakupovic's blushes spared there, you would feel. Christie getting the ball into the penalty area. Jakupovic not getting full control, and then the shot was allowed to be shot back across goal, and Jakupovic seeing it go wide. Klukas through the legs of Christie. Tired legs out there on the wide areas for both sides, but Klukas, of course, fresh onto the pitch, could have a big impact. Livermore laid off by El Mohammadi. Akpom with the chest control on the edge of the penalty area. El Mohammadi can take it into the penalty area. He still has possession, but it hits the side netting. Great chance again for the Tigers. El Mohammadi doing well, but of course the angle was a very difficult one for him to get the shot on target, and he tried his best. The net did ripple, just the wrong side for the Tigers. Carson floating the ball into the penalty area, and it will run through. It's going to be a corner. Well, packed the penalty box now for the Tigers. Just one man out there in Chuba Akpom. The tension not over. Played in, El Mohammadi will head away. The flick on, now with Klukas, Livermore, and Odebajo is charging into the Derby County half here. He's got Robertson to his left, picks him out, and Robertson will strike! It just gets better and better! Andy Robertson, the perfect counter-attack, and he has just made The lead of this playoff tie, absolutely humongous, and the Derby fans are pouring out of this stadium. What a scenario, away from home. Lovely build-up. Oda Baggio charging forward, he had Robertson to his left, picked him out, and then the low finish again beats Carson. And the Derby County fans are heading out of this ground as if it was full time, and the Tigers are now, quite unbelievably, 3-0 to the good. Well, that's full time. Listen to the boos, but look at the delight in the away end here at the iPro Stadium. The Tigers are 3-0 up after the first leg in quite unbelievable circumstances. Derby, quite possibly you could say, started the game the better. 20 or 25 minutes of attacking work from them, and then it all unravelled in the first half. Abel Hernandez set things off with a shot from the edge of the area. That was 1-0. Then a deflected shot off Jason Shackle made it 2. And then, in the very dying embers of this half, Andy Robertson has put the Tigers 3-0 up, and Wembley would appear to just be a stone's throw away for the Tigers. There's still 90 minutes of football, but Derby have got it all to do in the second leg. It's very much advantage Hull. Final score at the iPro Stadium, Derby County 0, Hull City 3.